and still I rise. Hey guys, welcome back to the Review Refuse podcast. I know I kind of skipped out on April, but every time I'm gone for a long period of time, I always hit you guys with a whole bunch of excuses. And this time, I'm not going to hit you with excuses. I'm going to do better. I've been way too caught up in crocheting, schoolwork, work, life, and I haven't made the time for the podcast. And the podcast always makes time for me, and I should do the same for her, guys. So there are no real excuses as to why I've been skipping out. Besides the fact that there have not been a lot of shows popping off, and then all of a sudden, at first I was like, I'm okay with taking a minor break. And then all of a sudden, all these shows are coming out, and now I'm behind. My review makes no point because it's like, girl, we already knew that. So bear with me. Netflix, Running Point, the original series on Netflix, Running Point, with Kate Hudson and Brenda Song. They're back again for another season. Have not watched it. I keep seeing the promos. I plan on watching it as soon as I, find my way over to Netflix. I have just not been on Netflix. I've been on every other streaming platform but Netflix and Hulu. Well, I was on Hulu, and then I was just like, I'm not ready for Hulu. And then there's also a new show. I want to watch it so bad, and it's so freaking sad because I wanted to talk about it on the podcast. I can't remember it off the top of my head, so I'm gonna do a little Google. But it stars Dan Levy, and if you know who he is, from Schitt's Creek and just being just the amazing person that he is, it's a show called Big Mistakes. I apologize if my audio got weird right there for a second. I got a phone call. How rude. I'm recording. I put all my devices on D&D. I literally don't have my phone next to me, and I don't know why. As somebody who has been a part of the Apple ecosystem for well over 5 years now, I don't know why I don't have my phone next to me. I left it in the living room, so I was like, okay, nobody will bother me while I'm recording. Forgetting that I literally use my MacBook, and my MacBook mirrors everything my phone does. I don't know why. I thought because I was recording, it would automatically just be like, meh, 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 meh. But no, she doesn't take that hint. My iPad didn't go off. I'm surprised. It's in the room with me, so I'm surprised it didn't go off as well. Just rang the whole freaking alarm. But anyways, besides the point, Dan Levy, Big Mistakes on Netflix. I want to watch it so bad. I am going to do a review on... Oh my God, he's born on August 9th. That's my brother's birthday. I am going to do a review of the show no matter what because I love everything about him. He is just, I just love everything about him. I never thought I could love a Canadian as much as I love Dan Levy. I have nothing against Canadians. It's just not something you would quite think of. And I love it so much. And especially since, oh my God, why am I forgetting her name? Her name is Catherine. What's the last name? What's the last name, Diablo? What's the last name? Catherine O'Hara. Since she passed away, I've been meaning to rewatch Schitt's Creek, but then I didn't want to rewatch Schitt's Creek because I didn't want to make myself sad because she's such a funny character. I didn't watch a lot of her movies. And when I think of her, I think of Schitt's Creek. When I think of the entire cast, I think of Schitt's Creek because Dan Levy's father, Eugene Levy, he's in Medea's Witness Protection Program. Funny movie. If you've never seen it, I highly recommend you watch it. It's a hilarious movie, but I love the entire cast of Schitt's Creek. And so seeing that he had a new project out, I was just like, oh, I got to watch this. And I haven't watched it. I think I'll save it for this weekend's binge watch fest that I might do. I've been doing so far these past couple of weekends. If you wonder what I've been up to, neglecting the podcast, I've been trying to vlog more, but oh my God, guys, I have so much footage, and then to cut the footage together, I'm trying to it's like, okay, if you're not going to post about the podcast or, release an episode, let's release a vlog episode. I'm trying to offset the others. So that way, the page and the life is still going, but You gotta bear with me. As much as I've been crocheting, I'm a fast, slow crocheter because like I'll have literally, not figuratively. I'll have like 2 projects, maybe 3 projects within the like vicinity of me, and if I get over one, I move on to the next one, and then I might go back to the original and then move on to the like. I'm just everywhere, especially when I'm like working on a stitch and I'm not quite getting it right. I can't do it. I'm hopping back and forth between TikTok and YouTube, watching clips, trying to figure it out whether I know it or I don't. Like literally last night, I was trying to join 2 things together, and it was like so frustrating. And then literally at the last second, I like took a deep breath and I got it. And it's like if I were to tell stories about me crocheting and my entire process, you'll be like, so how is this peaceful for you? And it's like, it is. It's peaceful when you know what you're doing, and it's just meaningless. I love that type of things. It's just a meaningless project. And one of the projects that I'm working on is very, I think all the projects that I'm working on are very meaningless, meaning that like I'm not having to count and then double up here, double up there. Like I'm not having to do anything like that. I'm almost done with one of the projects that I'm working on, so that's nice. Then I'm working on a blanket for my bed. That's also nice. I finished one skein, which is one ball of yarn already, and it's like, oh, we got a long way to go. And I'm on the second one. I cut the second one in half because I just didn't want to overdo it on my machine. So I took one ball of yarn and caked it into 2, and then go from there. And while I'm doing all this crocheting, I'm watching shows. I was watching FBI on Paramount, and I'm fully caught up ish. I stopped at the episode before last. I don't think I definitely haven't watched this week's episode, and I didn't watch last week's episode because I like to like. I enjoyed like binge watching 8 seasons. 8 seasons. Why am I saying it like that? Seasonings, like I'm in the kitchen or something. I enjoyed binge watching 8 seasons, and it was like so fun. I feel like I haven't had a show like that or found a show like that I could watch in a while. Usually the show stops at like 4, 3 seasons, and it's just like makes you want to like flip a table, flip a desk, or something like that. But it's really good. I like FBI. I think it's a really good show, and they have so many different spin-offs. I find it so weird, right? Bear with me, right? FBI is a CBS show, and it has a whole bunch of spin-offs, but the spin-offs aren't on Paramount Plus. So when you have like crossover episodes, like most shows who have, spin-offs and whatnot, it's like, okay, let me go watch this other episode so I'm caught up. Can't do that. Because it's on like, I think one is on like Peacock, and it's like, oh, I'm not paying for Peacock. I'm not paying for no new streaming service. I'm good with the ones that I have. I'm not doing any of that. Speaking of crossovers, I wasn't watching Fire Country anymore, also on CBS, and I watched it on Paramount because I just felt like it got so. It lost its spark. It was doing so good in the beginning, which is crazy because like one of the girls, I just like despised her. And it was just like I was so happy when she was off, finally off the show or whatever. And she may come back. Who knows? The actress is good. The character, no. But it just kind of died down. And then Fire Country spinoff is Surf Country, and I really like that show, not only because they have a really good cast. Fire Country has a good cast too, but I really like Surf Country. The leading actress, Marina Barcern, I don't know how to say her last name, but she played Dr. Leslie Thompson on Gotham when they were doing that show, if you know what I'm talking about. And she's a really good actress, and I like her. If not Gotham, she is in Deadpool. So, your girl keeps up with her stuff. It's a really good show. And just like that, there was an event in Surf Country, which is so crazy because like usually where the crossover happened. I mean, no, not really. So scratch that idea. I'm not even gonna say it, but. There's an episode in Surf's Country. I was like watching it and catching up, and it was like to be continued, and I'm like, oh, to be continued on Fire Country. And so I went to go watch Fire Country, and after I watched that one singular episode, I exited and went right back to my original show. I started watching Reno 911 again because I needed a good laugh. I was watching Unexpected because I kind of got. Here's the thing about binging, and I didn't think I could be so over it. I kind of got bored of scripted series, so I switched over to reality documentary type series or whatever. So I was watching Unexpected, and I promised this episode was going to be really short, so I'm not going to dive too much into Unexpected. I know there's an episode out there that I need to watch, and it's so crazy because I was procrastinating this whole time watching it because of the whole 13-year-old boy and 15-year-old girl, being parents. It's like, it just blows my mind. But, like, truthfully, I don't know. Everybody's judgmental, Sometimes you just gotta own it. Because, like, we live in a different day and age. When I was 13, it was 2014. You know what I mean? Well, what was going on in 2014 versus 2025 is, two different worlds. But I was not sex crazy anyway. Even at 15, because the girl was 15. Even at 15, that's 2016. Oh my God. No, it's not. It was 2017. Like, I was not at all. You know what I mean? It's just, 2017? No, it was 2016 for 15. Yeah, I was right. Great year, by the way. I wasn't, like, doing all that stuff, but everybody's different. And I caught myself, like, judging them. And then I was just like, girl, pause, right? Everybody's different. They don't have the parents you have. They don't have that environment that you have. You know what I mean? Not saying their environment is bad at all. Not saying my environment was bad at all. Not saying my environment was stellar. Not saying their environment is stellar, clearly. But, like, when you look at these shows, like, you're not talking about people from, like, a well-known town. Like, you're talking about people from, like, towns where it's like, oh, population 2,500 or some low number, when you think about how many people are in a city's population, like, on average. In a city, not a town, because there's a difference between a city, a town, a village. There's a difference between the stuff. But in a city, there's a difference. So it's like, you can't really judge too much or too hard. I mean, it takes a brave soul to want to showcase their life on reality TV, especially being as young as you are. You already probably hear what people in your hometown say, and family, and so forth, so forth. So then to, like, allow that to be showcased on TV, national TV in America, now you have so many people judging you. Social media is only going to become more relevant. And it was just, like, a lot of stuff. And I kept seeing things about it. It's called Unexpected. It's about teen pregnancy and, navigating their lives. And some of them are like, okay, you got this. You got yourself in some effed up situations, but you making do with what you got. You know what I mean? In the words of Michael Jackson, if you can't have a baby, then don't have. If you can't feed your, oh my God, I'm messing it up already. If you can't feed your baby, then don't have a baby. And don't have a baby if you think maybe. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. And a lot of them rely on their parents. And it's like, if your parent already has, other kids still under their household, now they got to take care of their grandchild as well financially. Not because they, like, really want to, but because they low-key have to. It's like, I would feel some type of way, honestly. That's just me personally. But I think a good chunk of the parents, are good. They're there for their kids. I think teen pregnancy is definitely avoidable. One sec. Get into this slurp-a-derp. I'm running out of peppermint tea, and I'm going to be so upset because I think I have to go to Walmart. I think that's where I got it from. If not at Walmart, I'm flipping a desk. But, what was I saying? That tea was so good. It just, like, washed away my thought process. Don't recall. But I think a lot of these kids, their parents have to take care of this grandchild because they still take care of that kid. You know what I mean? Unless they, like, emancipate themselves. But if they do that, they're stupid. Like, if I was a teen mom, I would definitely want my mother's help. And, it's just things like that. But I will say, what's good about this show, support pregnant teens, don't support teen pregnancy. A lot of them are very mature. I feel like they find themselves in these circumstances and they're, like, very mature about it when it comes to, like, yeah, now I'm a parent, because, I think it's really easy to be, like, childish and whatnot and be like, I'm still young, but they're, like, really well off with it. Now, are they probably choosing the best baby to be the father of their child? Probably not. But we were all young and dumb once and still are. So, not too much, not too much. I just know that, yeah. And, you take it from there. If unexpected. It's on HBO Max, if you want to watch it. But if you have cable still, it's on TLC, I believe. And it's quite a show. Quite a show. Speaking of HBO Max, the pit. I'm caught up on episodes, but I haven't seen an episode, and I don't know if that's it. Like, are we? I know it's been renewed for a season 2, but it's like, are we done with season? It's been, girl. Oh my god. I know it's been renewed for season 3, but are we done with season 2? I have no idea. So stand by because I really like the pit, and I just hate when episodes be over because it's just like, oh my god. And like, I feel like I always forget that like each episode is like an hour, block in their shift, and it's like, this is all one day. This is all one day. Like, it's just so, crazy. Baby Jane Doe somewhere back there still. So it's like, oh gosh. My poor baby. I really want to see like how that ends. I feel like the season can't be over. Like, we can't end it like this. We can't. We're gonna go a little longer, just a shmee bit longer. Like, what's going on with everybody? Because I feel like I feel like if you watch the last episode, it kind of left on like a what Miriam, So I don't know. That was my inner courage, guys, because it left me baffled. How courage be baffled. Um, it was just so crazy. I think that's all the shows I watched. I caught up on Matlock. That's another show. Like, are we done with Matlock? Is it gonna come back for another season 3? Like, what's up with that? I do my research fairly well, guys, but as you can tell, your girl hasn't. I've been binge watching like over 4 different shows. My mind's been splattered everywhere. So yeah. And finals, it's finals week, guys. I have my final exam for bio this week that's due Sunday, and I have my final for statistics that's due next week Tuesday, and then the week after that it's graduation. I got my dresses today, so I'm gonna see how they look, how I feel about them, and go from there and figure out a day when I'm gonna take out my hair so I can go get my hair done. The hairstyle I have now is not the hairstyle I want when I walk across the stage and so forth. But yes, guys, we got great things coming. I'm very, 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 very excited. I've already submitted my application to FAMU for my transfer application. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited for all the new blessings that are coming my way, the different doors that I am about to travel through, the path not walked yet, not fully chosen. I'm very optimistic for my future when it comes to the next year, because I feel like a lot's going to happen within a year, and I'm not ready, but that's okay. You're never ready for when life throws, things at you, especially the unknown. You know what I mean? Look at Elsa. She went into the unknown, froze. She drowned. So I think it's going to be quite something, ladies and gentlemen. Bear with me. I will say, though, this will be like the first time in forever, this upcoming summer, that I won't have school. So that'll be fun. I have been crocheting quite a bit, and I have a couple of things lined up. But once school is over, guys, I'm back to the Sims world. So stay tuned. I was rereading the bio that I had written up for the Sinclair and Brooks family. Oh, best believe I never forgot about them. Best believe I never forgot about them. And I can't wait to get back into it. I definitely think once school's over, my life is literally just going to be Sims and crochet, Sims and crochet, Sims and crochet. And we'll go from there and see how life is going. See, you can live life to the fullest and do whatever you want when you're just, that girl. And hi, I'm that girl. Excuse me, that hiccup was painful. I just feel like that's just so exciting. And somebody had asked me earlier this week if I plan on doing anything for my graduation, and I said no. Only in the aspect of not that I'm not proud of myself and happy about getting my associates, but it's just my associates. But I don't want it to be like it's just an associates. It doesn't matter. Like it does matter. This is like the next, level. I could have obviously started in a bachelor's program and had my bachelor's, but that did not work for me. That did not work for me. When people are like, yeah, why did you go for? I was in a program to get my bachelor's, and I just couldn't handle, life. I was still young. I think I was 19, and I was still learning myself and life, and I wanted to do things, but it's like I got schoolwork and stuff. And I mean, I probably would experience that in college, but then it would have only been college. You know what I mean? I still had a full-time job. So it was a lot. So I dropped that, and then I just like kind of forgot about school. I said I was going to take like a year, maybe a semester off, and it ended up being like almost 2 years. And then I went back to school. I chose a community college close to where I was in North Carolina. And once I moved out of North Carolina, I was like, I'm still going to go to this community college. I'm not going to transfer. I don't want to start over. I want to actually finish it. And then once I, get to like towards the end, start looking at other colleges for my bachelor's program. And I'm excited to attend FAMU. They have a really good graphic design program, and I'm really excited to join it. And I've actually been trying these past couple of weeks to like get better at using Adobe and everything like that, because that is going to be part of the curriculum when I do attend the school. So I've been trying, and I'm excited. Like, you have to take baby steps. And I definitely went in full head first going for my bachelor's. And some people excel. I am not one of those people. Okay. I started with my associates, and I'm actually completing my associates. I was beating myself up last year about how long it took me to get my associates, the fact that I didn't have my degree, but everything happens in due time and for a reason. So I'm grateful for, the enlightenment that was bestowed upon me last year when I was beating myself up literally around this time last year, because also around this time last year is when I graduated high school, and seeing what like some, not all, some people who I went to high school with who were in my graduating class had accomplished. I was just like, and no shade to nobody, but I'm glad I have, more to showcase than like a baby. But, I think, it's just, I mean, it's especially like my second one, like, we're just now turning 25, like, or we're finally done turning 25. Like, what are we, you know what I mean? The life that I envisioned for myself at 25 is definitely different than what I am currently living. And I don't regret it. I am enjoying every single moment. I'm finding true happiness. I'm finding myself. I am very selfish, and I love putting myself first. And I can do that because nobody depends on me, and I don't depend on anybody. So it's like I can fully be selfish, and I love that, to the extent that I'm actually taking care of myself, and I'm proud of everything that I've accomplished so far. And I couldn't be more just like, mashallah, for everything. And, I'm going to keep doing the podcast. I don't care if I never amount to anything when it comes to this podcast. I'm going to keep doing it because I love it. I like talking, but then I don't like talking. But, to each their own, guys. To each their own. But I'll see you guys next week. Cinco de Mayo's next week. I'm about to drink next week, hopefully. If not, I'm going to be very mad. You'll find out next week, Thursday, if I actually had a good Cinco de Mayo. And then after Cinco de Mayo, it's Delilah's birthday, guys. May 11th. Mark the calendars. Your girl's turning 3. Oh, I can't believe it, guys. I remember the day I got her, but we're not going to dwell into that because that's a story for another time. As always, make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment, say hey-os. I'll say hi back. Say congrats. And I'll say congratulations to you, too, for commenting on this post. I hope you have a God-blessful day, week, life, month, all of the above. And until next time, happy listening.